You've got blood in your body. You are a child of God. Come on and sing it, somebody. On my best day, I'm a child of God. On my worst day, I'm a child of God. Oh, every day is a good day. And you're the reason why I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Got this heartbeat in my chest. No, it doesn't matter about the rest. If I've got you, Lord, I'm so blessed. 'Cause on my best day, I'm a child of God. On my worst day, I'm a child of God. Oh, every day is a good day. You're the reason why I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Got this heartbeat in my chest. No, it doesn't matter about the rest. If I've got you, Lord, hallelujah, I'm blessed.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I was thinking about it this morning. I love that our family usually comes together for lunch, and I love the way it just all happens. So, I'll bring this and I'll bring that, and the whole meal comes together. And then it reminded me, Mom asked me if the last time we were all together, if I could clear the table. Now listen, I had to get a running start, but I made it. All right, on that note, let's stand up and start our service. Lord, the light of your love is shining in the midst of the darkness shining. Jesus, light of the world, shine upon us. Set us free by the truth you now bring us. Shine on me. Shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Lord, I come to your awesome presence. From the shadows into your radiance. By the blood I may enter your brightness. Search me, try me, consume all my darkness. Shine on me. Shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. As we gaze on your kingly brightness, so our faces display your likeness, ever changing from glory to glory. Mirrored here, may our lives tell your story. Shine on me. Shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow peace that endureth, thy own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow, blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Good morning. Okay, we're here. This is Mother's Day, and I'm sure you all know that. I have been reminded many times this morning already. Mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. It's nice when I get those cards, telephone calls, text messages. This morning, if you have a mother present here this morning, would you stand? Okay. If you are a mother, would you stand? Okay. Thank you, moms, for being here this morning, and thank you for seeing that your children know about God's house and you bring them. Other announcements for today, if you refer to your bulletin, the supper club sign-up is still open, but you need to sign up soon if you want to be in the June supper club. There's sign-ups on the back table, on the side table for that. We also have a prayer vigil scheduled. As you know, we are in the midst of, looking for a pastor for this church. We have got a committee that is diligently working, and maybe they will have a report for us next Sunday, but I know they've been busy. The prayer vigil is scheduled starting on May the 17th at noon until midnight. There is sign-ups on both tables at the back, and you can sign up for a time slot, but you don't have to physically come to church if you can't make it. But just so that we know that we've got someone in that time slot that is praying. Joy will be here at the church the whole time, and if you want to come here and pray in the sanctuary, that is great too. But let's get behind this and support, because until we get on our knees, either figuratively or mentally, and pray about this, I'm not sure that God thinks that we're that interested. So, sign up. Want to remind you again that Nashville is celebrating their 190th anniversary on June the 8th at 2 p.m. with a hymn sing. If you can go, I know they would like our support there, so keep that in mind also. Today was Muffins for Mom. Hopefully all of you got your muffins, but if you haven't, there's still some left, and after we're dismissed, if you want to pick up a muffin out there, that'd be great. Pick it up and take it home with you. I think that is about all the announcements that we have scheduled this morning. Anyone else have an announcement, Joy? Oh, how could I forget that? Life after retirement. I have been enjoying those sessions. We have been doing some exercise and learning about keeping mentally and physically active. This week we're going to talk about keeping your spiritual so active. So if you've got the time, come at 10:30. We usually spend about an hour and a half here, and so I say we have a lot of fun. So with that said, let's get on with our singing.
There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see it afar, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore. We shall sing on that beautiful shore the melodious songs of the blessed, and our spirit shall sorrow no more. Not a sigh for the blessings of rest in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore to our bountiful Father above. We will offer a tribute of praise for the glorious gift of His love and the blessings that hallow our days in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore. Splendor of the King, clothed in majesty, let all the earth rejoice, all the earth rejoice. He wraps Himself in night, and darkness tries to hide, and trembles at His voice, and trembles at His voice. How great is our God! Sing with me, how great is our God! And all will see how great is our God. Beginning and the end, beginning and the end. The Godhead three is our God.
Come forward for this morning's children's sermon. Good morning. Good morning. How's it going? You're tired? Okay. Well, then we're going to wake you up a little bit, all right? Because you got to remember that for all of the month of May, the main sermon is the children's sermon, and then the other thing with the adults is the bonus sermon. We're going to try to make a point out of what we do with the children's sermons with the adults. We'll try to make it connect, okay? So for all of May, we're doing children's stories. So I brought all of Isaac's children's Bibles. We are not lacking in children's Bibles in my house. You know, I think we left 3 behind. It's great. It's good. Who is, this is quiz time, who is the first woman in the Bible?
Mary?
Nope, not the first one. Good guess, good guess. She's the first one to learn. Eve? Okay, Eve. Eve is the first one.
Jesus?
Jesus? Eve is not a boy, and Jesus is not the first woman, because if I were to say God created Adam and Jesus, you know what? I like it, right? I like it. Jesus, you know, John, the Gospel of John says, in the beginning, and was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And so the Gospel of John puts Jesus right there in the beginning before Eve. So technically, you're right. I'm going to make you right today. Good. All right. But Eve is the first woman in the Bible. Anybody know what Eve's name means? What does the name Eve mean?
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. No. Good guess. Good guess. Different language, different root word. But good guess. Good guess. What? Anybody else have a guess? What's the name Eve mean? Evening. Evening is another good guess, but no, not quite right. What is today? Mother's Day. What do you think the name Eve might mean?
Mom?
Yeah, kind of. The name Eve in Hebrew means life or giver of life, because Eve is the first woman in the Bible. Who's the first mom in the Bible? You don't know? Okay. First mom in the Bible? Eve. You nailed it. First mom in the Bible is Eve. And so today we're going to talk about part of that story, but we're going to spend more time today talking about Eve's sons. Okay, so I want to ask you some questions because you are your mom's kids, right? Obviously. So I want to ask you some questions about your moms. Okay? What is your mom the best at? What is your mom the best at? Okay?
Cleaning the house.
Your mom's the best at cleaning the house. What is your mom the best at?
Cooking food.
Cooking food. Great. What is your mom the best at?
Same as Haven.
Same as Haven, cleaning the house. Okay. What is your mom the best at?
Taking naps.
Taking naps. Okay. All right, good. Cooking food, taking naps. Okay. All right. What is the most fun thing that you do with your mom? What's the most fun thing that you do with your mom? Ready? Oh, you're just laughing, so I'm excited.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Something else? Okay. Yes. Most fun thing.
Celebrate Mother's Day.
Celebrate Mother's Day. All right. Going for the suck-up points today. All right. Good. Good. What's the most fun thing you do with your mom?
Whenever we're on a field, whenever we go to my mom's work, everybody just knows me because my mom always tells her
Nice.
coworkers about it.
So the most fun thing you do with your mom is become a celebrity.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Love it. Love it. Love it. You're what?
I'm famous.
You're famous. Right. You're Columbia, Missourian famous. Yeah. Good. 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 Something else? Most fun thing you do with your mom?
Whenever we go on trips to different places and do fun activities.
Okay, yeah, going places, doing fun things. Most fun thing you do with your mom?
Sit outside and watch the hummingbirds.
Sit outside and watch the hummingbirds. That's nice. That's sweet. You got some awes going on across the room. Nice. Okay, Good. Okay. What is your mom an expert in? What does she know a ton about? What's your mom an expert in? Okay?
Journalism.
Journalism. Great. What's your mom an expert in? Okay, just for a minute. Don't say cleaning. Okay? All right, you're good. Great, good.
Teaching.
Teaching. Great. What's your mom an expert in?
Making newspapers.
Making newspapers. You got a bonus?
Giving birth.
Giving birth. Your mom is an expert in giving birth. All right, excellent. I have not yet read that edition of the Columbia Missourian. What is your mom an expert in?
Her job.
Her job. Yeah, okay, great. She's an expert in her job. Okay, now some questions about you, okay? Everybody, now up front now, everybody has siblings, right? Okay. When was the last time you fought with your sibling?
Never.
Okay, well, right, we'll get there, all right? Somebody? All right, what do you and your siblings fight about? What do you and your siblings fight about? Anybody want to volunteer? What do you fight about?
Who has to clean the office and who has to clean the playroom?
Okay, and which one is the better one, the office or the playroom?
Depends on how messy they are.
Okay, so you just fight over who has to do what, and you want the one that's not as bad, right? Would you rather clean the office or the playroom?
Office.
Office, okay. What do you and your siblings fight about?
We just fight.
You just fight. Describe to me what a fight looks like. What do you do when you fight?
We push each other and
Okay.
Shove each other.
Okay.
And hit each other.
Hey, all right, so we're just talking like WWE type stuff. Okay, so we're not talking arguing. It just elevates to physical right away. Who wins the fight most often?
Me.
Okay, yeah, I expected nothing less. Last thing you and your brother fought about?
Absolutely nothing because he's a baby.
Oh, true. Oh, you have one?
If he had to change his diaper or not.
That's yeah. Isaac gets rid of him pretty fast when he starts gurgling. Yeah, he rumbles and Isaac passes him off. Yeah, it's good. Totally fair. Okay, so what does your mom do when you fight? Who wants to go first? Remember something really important. Today is Mother's Day. Okay, so just remember. Yes, what did your mom do?
She doesn't have to do anything because we don't fight.
Because you don't fight. Good. It would be pretty weird if you did right now. Yeah. All right, what does your mom do when you fight?
She would just tell us to work together.
Work together. Nice. Very nice answer. Well, let's keep that trend going.
I don't know. She would just be like, just do whatever. Just get it over with.
Get it over with. Just go clean the playroom in the office, and then you can go to the frog far away.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good. All right. All right. So is your mom like a referee in this match, or?
No, she yells at one of us, and she says, if my sister's in my room, she tells my sister to go to her room. If I'm in my sister's room, then she'll tell me just to go on.
Yeah, just to kind of separate, work it out, right? So moms have to do lots of different things. And you guys, I know that you guys are all really, really blessed because we are surrounded by tons of people in this church who are excellent moms, okay? So tell me, what are 3 things, you can give me one at a time, but what are 3 things that you can think of that make a great mom? What makes a great mom?
Like 3 things all at once, or?
Whatever you got.
Number 1, always be kind, and number 2, always be prepared.
Kind and prepared.
And number 3, always,
That's all right. We can just do those 2. We'll add to it. Or do you have one? What's something that makes a great mom?
don't let the babies get diaper rash.
Don't let the babies get diaper rash. Great. Great. What else? What makes a great mom?
Go and sit on the front porch and watch the sunset.
Go on the front porch and watch the sunset. Very, very good. What makes a great mom? We've got nice, no diaper rash.
The food.
The food makes a great mom. Yeah, agree. Okay, well, last one.
And always be calm. and chill.
Calm and chill. Yeah, yeah. Now, all right, look behind you, look around. Are there any women in this church who do those things really well and do those with you and for you? Well, you don't have to name each one, but do you see any people who do those things for you and with you? Yeah, there's a ton of them here. Okay, you can look back this way. Now you're just freaking people out. Yeah, okay, right. There's a ton of people that do that. So we're really, really blessed to be in a church surrounded by excellent moms. Some of them are the people who gave birth to you. Some of them are experts at giving birth. And some of them are just people in this church who love you and care for you. But regardless of what type of mom that you guys have and what that looks like in this church, and you have so many people who care for you, God has blessed each of you with tons of people who love and care for you. One of you want to pray for us this morning? No? Oh, volunteer and then back out? Okay, all right. Do you want to pray this morning? You do already have to read the Bible. I forgot. I'm sorry. Let's not double up today. I'll pray, and then you'll read the Bible later. Deal? All right, excellent. All right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for mothers. We thank you for the people that you've placed in our lives who love us so well, who show and demonstrate to us all the ways that you love us, and are, for many of us, that first impression and that first way of knowing that we are loved and cared for. God, we just thank you for how great you are and all the ways that you have and continue to bless us. Amen. All right, thanks, guys.
It's funny because this morning when I was planning music several months back, I was thinking, I texted my mom and I had said, hey, what is your favorite hymn? Because I was thinking Mother's Day, I'm singing her favorite song. And I knew it had singing in the title, but I couldn't, or in the lyrics, but I could not think for the life of me what it was. Well, guess who never texted me back her favorite hymn? So we're doing something else. And when I was singing this and practicing, I became immediately grateful, and I knew this was the song we were supposed to do. Recently, we've been having these great debates about faith and religion and where your joy comes from. And I've had several people through the years tell me, man, there's just such a light and a joy around you, and what is that, and how do you help someone else have faith? And I just want to say, I don't know, come be around my family, like come be raised by my mom and dad. And then I think back further and I'm like, well, either side, like my grandparents on both sides, their faith was unshakable. And that legacy is something that I celebrate today. I so practiced this, and I so knew what God wanted me to say, but then he moves the tears a little faster. And this song says just what I was raised to believe and is instilled deep within me from my mom and my dad. And it's, my God can. You're going to have to give me a hot second. I had the best Mother's Day yesterday because both of my kids were in the car with me going to see family, and then the whole way home, and it was just filled with laughter. So I could not have had a better Mother's Day, and then having my sister here, and we're singing, and we got everybody here. So this song is called My God Can.
But you got my glasses all fogged up now.
Oh, sorry. I know someone who knows what I'm up against. I know someone who's here in the midst of it, fighting for me in a battle I could never win all on my own. I might not be able to part the waters, might not be able to calm the storms, might not be able to make my giants fall, but good thing I'm not alone, 'cause there is a power that is greater, so I'm not afraid of what's ahead. I'm standing in the confidence that even though I can't, my God can. He'll heal those who hurt and comfort every broken heart, restore the homes of families who've been torn apart, tell chains to break, and do what seems impossible like only He can. I might not be able to part the waters, might not be able to calm the storms, might not be able to make my giants fall, but good thing I'm not alone, 'cause there is a power that is greater, so I'm not afraid of what's ahead. I'm standing in the confidence that even though I can't, my God can. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I can do all things, 'cause His Spirit lives in me. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I can do all things, 'cause His Spirit lives in me. Might not be able to part the waters, might not be able to calm the storms, might not be able to make my giants fall, but good thing I'm not alone, 'cause there is a power that is greater, so I'm not afraid of what's ahead. I'm standing in the confidence that even though I can't, my God can. My God can.
All right, Ella, you ready? Our scripture reading this morning comes from God's Big Picture Bible Storybook. All right, here we go. Do you want to just hold this microphone? Okay, great. And it's the story of Cain and Abel. So, Ella, take it away.
Cain and Abel. The man God created was called Adam, and the woman's name was Eve. They were sorry to leave the Garden of Eden, but they still found beauty and wonder in the world outside. At last, they found somewhere to settle and start a family. Eve gave birth to 2 sons, Cain and Abel. When they grew up, Abel looked after sheep, while Cain worked on the land. For a long time, they lived and worked together as brothers, but then one day something terrible happened. The 2 brothers wanted to give something to God. Cain gave something he had grown in the fields, but Abel gave the best of his animals. God was pleased with Abel's gift, but not with Cain's. That made Cain very angry. "Why are you angry?" asked God. "Watch out, something bad is
Lying in wait.
lying in wait. It's out to get you." But Cain didn't listen to God. Instead, he let his anger grow stronger inside him. until one dark and dreadful day, his anger became so strong that he murdered his brother in a fit of rage. "Where is Abel, your brother?" asked God. Cain looked anxious and ashamed. "How would I know?" he said. I'm supposed to look after my brother." But God knew what had happened. He told Cain that from the ground then on the ground would be his enemy. He would have to leave God's presence. So off he went, far away from God. Cain made his home in the land of Nod, east of Eden. There he got married and had children. And built a city. Some of Cain's children became musicians. Others made things from metal. Adam and Eve were very sad to lose Abel. For a long time, they mourned for him. But later, they had another son. His name was Seth.
I like Steve better, though. Perfect. Thank you, Ella. Perfect. Great job. So this morning, I don't have a traditional Mother's Day sermon. It's really more a sermon about brothers, which I think in and of itself is maybe a sermon about how we should be more empathetic to mothers, or maybe particularly more empathetic to mine, as I have 3 brothers. And growing up with 3 brothers in a rural area was the perfect mix, in my opinion. We had a ton of space that our parents were regularly sending us out to so that we would be away. We had all sorts of resources and things to have fun with. We had a complete lack of supervision. And we didn't have a lot of things to distract us from boredom. And so we just made things up. We made things up all the time. And I mean, my parents, my students talk about video games and all these things. They're like, "Oh, you must have played this." No. Like, I do know that my peers played this, but we didn't get video games until I was in high school, and it was like 4 systems behind, so I don't know how to do any of these things. However, I did learn how to drive stick shift in a dump truck, so whenever that comes in handy, I'm your guy. But we did a lot of things that my mom didn't know about. And the things that she did know about were usually things that she found out because we eventually had to go to her because someone got injured. And then we were injured and in trouble. And so I just want to kind of give you an idea of what we're working with here and how my mother is a saint. Because I had 3 brothers and I had a friend who lived right down the dirt road who was like a brother. And we got into all sorts of things. When I was 12 or 13, there was an old deep freeze that we were told to get rid of, and we were told to take it to the dump. And in a rural area, the dump means the back field that's not good for grazing, and you just take it back there, and everybody has their own dump. And so that was our job, to take this deep freeze to the dump. We thought it would be better to take it in pieces, and so we stole the oxyacetylene tank that was used for welding, some balloons, and a model rocket engine. We filled the deep freeze with oxyacetylene. We put a model rocket engine into it. We ran the cable behind the blue truck that we had taken to drive it out there. We duct taped it up after it was full of oxyacetylene. Then we took the battery on the model rocket engine and we blew it up. Last time somebody bothered to check, the lid of it was still wrapped around a limb somewhere. And we didn't get in trouble, although they were wondering why there were pieces of plastic sticking out of the front of the blue farm truck. We must have hit something. There was another time where there was some work being done to put a new access road into a field that we didn't have that much access to. And so middle of nowhere, rural area, of course, the bulldozer was left over the weekend with the keys in it. We didn't know how to drive a bulldozer, but we figured it out. And we made ourselves a figure-8 racetrack because we had seen that and that seemed cool. And then the next weekend we got some old cars that we got to run again, and we raced each other on a figure-8 racetrack until we crashed into each other. And then we couldn't get any more cars, and then we got found out, and so we didn't get to race on our racetrack anymore. Those were some of the big ones. The little ones happened all the time. So we had a game we played all the time where we would stand on opposite sides of the pond, And what you would do is just throw a rock across the pond towards your brother. You lost this game if you hit him with the rock, or if you flinched when a rock was thrown your way. That's how you lost the game. And the winner was who could throw the largest rock closest without hitting one of my brothers. Again, I had 3 brothers, so I put them each in a quadrant and we chucked rocks. I had the best arm, I had the best aim. Most of my other brothers, they couldn't get the rocks across the pond, so this was a great game for me and a horrible game for them. And again, this ended, I usually lost this game because I hit them with rocks as I threw them across the pond. There's another game we played, just to give you an idea. I think we might have taken this from a book. I think this might be in Huckleberry Finn or something. But we all had knives, and we would take and stand barefoot, shoulder width apart, and we would take our knives and we would drop it between our feet. And wherever the knife stuck into the ground, you had to move your foot to where the knife was. And you lost once the knife went into your foot. So those were the games that we played. And the way to win this game is to drop the knife as close as you can to your foot each time. My brothers, dumb, always aimed right for the middle, so I always lasted much longer than them, and we wouldn't tell on each other because we wanted to play the game again because they wanted to see me get a knife in my foot. But growing up, we had a lot of scars in the tops of our foot because we just kept, well, not me, again, my dumb younger brothers. So, all that to say, when brothers go into a field, good things don't usually happen. At least that's true in my experience. And so, as Ella read for us this morning, we want to take another look at the Cain and Abel story. Again, remember that our lens for how we're looking at these stories, these children's stories, is we want to try to understand them how their original audience might have understood them and what lessons they might have drawn and taken from them. And again, we talked last week about how Genesis, we can kind of draw out at least 2 main audiences, depending on what you believe about how Genesis was formed, who wrote it, and when we had it. But our message, our audience is basically the same, that they are people who God wants them to know that they belong to Him, and they are experiencing exile and wandering in some way. So our core audience is the same, regardless of what you believe about how we got Genesis. And so that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. We started looking at Eve's name as life or giver of life. I want to take a minute and look at Cain and Abel's names as well. Cain, there's debate among the rabbis. As we were talking about in Sunday school, rabbis debate just about everything. And this is no exception. There are 2 words that the name Cain probably came from, and it is either spear or the word for to acquire or possess. So it's this, goes back to where Eve says, with God's help, I have brought forth, I have acquired, I have a son. With God's help, I have a son. Later, Abel was born. Abel's name, we see in the book of Ecclesiastes over and over again, because the name Abel is the Greek word havel, for vapor or mist. And in fact, in Ecclesiastes, most of your Bibles translate the word as meaningless. Meaningless, meaningless, everything is meaningless. Over and over again in Ecclesiastes. It's the same word, havel, it's the name that we take and understand to be Abel. So we have acquire or possess, the older brother, Cain, and we have the younger brother who came later, Abel. Vapor, mist, vanity, meaningless. And so we have these 2 characters from the beginning, Cain and Abel. When they grew up, Abel becomes a shepherd, Cain cultivates the ground. And we read a lot of things back into this text that the text itself doesn't necessarily say. And so we start with a really strong bias against Cain. And I'm not trying to paint Cain as a good guy, right? He definitely murders his brother later. Spoiler alert, that happens. But so a lot of these books and a lot of the ways we tell this children's story gives us more than what is in there. This top one here, I was reading it, and it said, Abel loved God and Cain hated God. And because Cain hated God and Abel loved God, God accepted Abel and didn't accept Cain. It's not in the text. That's not the story that's there. And in fact, I think we can show almost exactly the opposite. I think we can show the opposite. It says Cain was the first one to bring an offering. Some time passes, Cain brings an offering, but what we have in the story is a lot of gaps. And these rabbis, they love to fill in the gaps, and they argue about how to fill in these gaps. And so the question is, how did he know to bring an offering? Did God ask him to bring an offering? Was he already familiar with this practice? Regardless, Cain brings an offering. Abel also brings an offering, and it is noted in the text that it is the first of his harvest, the first of his animals, the fat of the calf. He brings his first fruits. It does not say or specify the quality of Cain's offering, just that it was not accepted. Abel's was accepted, and Cain's was not. Now, being an older brother, being the oldest, there are weird, superficial things that you base a lot of your identity and worth in. Growing up, I would watch my younger brothers grow up, and we would mark the heights on a doorpost in our house. And every year, I would look to see if any of them was getting higher than me than I was at my age when they got to my same age, because I wanted, and it was important to me, to be the tallest and the strongest. There was a lot of value and worth put into that for me. I'm happy to say I'm the tallest. Yeah, they just got shorter each time, which was great for me. And so for me, I was the oldest. I had the most responsibility. I had the most farm chores. I had the most that I was trusted with. I shouldn't have been trusted with much of it, but those stories didn't get back to my mom, so I still was. This was until I was like 19, and I came home for college one weekend, and my mom, sitting at the dinner table with all of us, said, "Tell me everything you got away with that you weren't supposed to do." 4.5 hours later, we were having a good time. No, it was good. But we have, Cain has his identity, his way that he relates to himself, to his family, and to God, I am sure. Again, we are left to fill in some of these gaps just like the rabbis were. And the rabbis mostly are not sympathetic to Cain. I won't get into all of the things that the rabbis say about Cain. I did fall into a rabbit hole, and then I got to a certain point where I was like, I got to stop reading these things because I'm never going to write this sermon if I just keep reading these. But they're very, very interesting. You will not like most of them. But the rabbis, they fill in these gaps. They fill in these gaps. And we have to as well. We have to imagine what it is that Cain is experiencing. Because when Abel is accepted and Cain is not, it is not a big jump for us to know and to imagine that Cain is having an identity crisis. That Cain thought of himself one way. Cain goes to give an offering to God and is not accepted. His younger brother is. And this creates a problem. Now, God obviously sees it in Cain's face. He obviously sees what's going on, and he gives Cain a warning. God says, "Why are you so angry? Why do you look so dejected?" And then God says to Cain, "You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, watch out. Sin is crouching at your door, eager to control you, but you must subdue it and be its master." God tells Cain exactly what he needs to do to be accepted. He tells him exactly what he needs to do. And what he needs to do is to trust God and to center his identity in following God's instructions and trusting what God has laid out for him to do. If he does this, he will be accepted. This is not dissimilar to what Cain's parents just went through. They have an identity crisis when a second option is presented to them, and what they must do is trust God, do what God has told them, and operate out of what it looks like to do what God has said, to find our identity in believing and trusting God, to believe what God says is true and act out of trust in him. Adam and Eve failed to do this and were removed from the garden. Cain fails to do this. He fails to do this. Verse 8, Cain says to his brother, let's go into the fields. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Attacked his brother and killed him. He sees two options to solve his identity crisis. I can trust God, do what God has told me to do, and then I will be accepted. Or I can take out the competition. I can take out the person who God has accepted instead of me, and God doesn't have many other options right now, and so I can, by my own power, by my own control, by my own violence, reclaim and reassert myself as the main person, as the person whom God must work with, because he's only got the one brother at this point. And so Cain finds his identity in his own power. He finds and reclaims his identity by eliminating anything his brother can do about it. The rabbis add a lot of things about what may have gone on between Cain and Abel in this time, talking about different possibilities of what they might have argued with or how this might have escalated. But again, most of these children's books just say Cain was overwhelmed with anger and jealousy and killed his brother. Afterwards, God says to Cain, where is your brother? Where is Abel? Where is vapor? Where is mist? Where is vanity? I don't know, Cain responded. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I the keeper of the keeper? The Lord says, what have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground that Cain is now responsible for tilling, the ground that Cain has made his sacrifice to God from, he has now tainted with the blood of his brother, the keeper. God says, you are cursed and banished from the ground. The ground will no longer yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work it. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth. Cain says to the Lord, my punishment is too great for me to bear. Again, this translation gives us a little bit of this bias we have against Cain, because Cain seems unrepentant, unsympathetic, but this word punishment gets translated several different ways, and it's more commonly translated guilt. My guilt is too great for me to bear. You've banished me from the land and from your presence. You've made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me. Now, this is the part where we usually end this story, or we kind of leave out what God has done for Cain. But what God does is he shows and he demonstrates mercy. God takes care of Cain. God cares for Cain and says, anyone who kills you will be avenged sevenfold. And so Cain is, from this point, protected by God. He's protected by God. Now, we can see throughout scriptures, and you don't even have to read different sages or rabbis or get into the Midrash. We can see it in the New Testament. Hebrews says this, it was by faith that Abel brought a more acceptable offering to God than Cain did. Abel's offering gave evidence that he was a righteous man, and God showed his approval of his gifts. 1 John 3 is even more scathing. It says, this is the message you've heard from the beginning. We should love one another. We must not be like Cain, who belonged to the evil one and killed his brother. And why did he kill him? Because Cain had been doing what was evil and his brother had been doing what was righteous. So don't be surprised, dear brothers and sisters, if the world hates you. But God protects and cares for Cain. He shows mercy even in punishment, even in consequences. But what happens with humanity as we're thinking about how they might have understood this story, as we're thinking about how the original children of Israel might have understood their identity with God and what we should take from this in understanding our identity with God, what happens? It only takes 5 generations for Cain's protection to get twisted, to get especially violent. We have Cain's great, I think, grandson Lamech. And Lamech one day says to his wives, he says, hear my voice. Listen to me, you wives of Lamech. This is a crazy way to talk. Hear my voice. Listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who attacked me, a young man who wounded me. If someone who kills Cain is punished 7 times, then the one who harms me will be punished 77 times. We see that even just in a cycle of generations, what God intended as protection, humanity takes as vindication, as an excuse to go to violence, to not trust God, but to assert our own control in situations. To not follow God's plan, but to assert ours. And so as we see, as we go on in the text, God puts limits on violence. In Exodus, he puts up a system of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. A very, very old system that predates even Exodus. But it's not a way to say, you hurt me, now I get to hurt you. It is a limit on violence. You have lost an eye, you're not going to be killed, but you're going to lose an eye. You don't get to have violence avenged like Lamech wants 77 times over. It's a system of equity. And we see that this isn't God's plan either. This is not what God wants. We're familiar with the phrase, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Most of us don't read it in Exodus. Most of us read it in Matthew, where Jesus says, you've heard it said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, and he puts a system in place where violence is not returned with violence, but violence is subverted to demonstrate trust in God. A system in place where we don't say, I have the power to overtake you. I can throw rocks across the pond better than you. I have better aim than you. I'm not going to drop this knife in my foot as often as you, so I am in the position of power and I get to be the best. Instead, it is a position of, I trust that I am who God says that I am. Which is particularly important if you are a person coming out of slavery in Egypt, or a person coming out of exile, a person who's been enslaved by Babylonians or Canaanites or any sort of ites or any sort of combination of that. If you are a person who is removed from Israel and spread out across the desert and trying to understand who God is and where he is, even when you don't have access to worship him or to give your sacrifices in the temple, who are you? And who does God say that you are? And how is it that we can understand our identity as rooted in people who are loved by and protected by God? Not just when we do what is right, not just when we make the acceptable sacrifice, but people who are protected and cared for in our weakest moments. People who are protected and cared for and who God has mercy and redemption in mind for in our greatest failure. Why do you look so dejected? Will you not be accepted if you do what is right? If you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at your door and it seeks to devour you. Do we trust that we are who God is telling us we are? Or do we intend to demonstrate by our own power, our control, and we will be more biting? We will be more powerful. We will take back any sort of power from anyone who makes us feel insecure. Or are we secure in our trust in God? God has provided and protected his people time after time. You are loved, and you are a person who can let God define your identity. You are a person who can surrender control of your image because you are the one who is made in the very image of God. You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. Many of us struggle with this all the time, and we are just a couple of decisions away at any moment of being very separated from God, which means we are very separated from who God has created us to be. But no matter where you are, no matter what decisions you have made, we can always turn back to God and devote ourselves to service and love and care. There is not a single person who is too far gone to be transformed by God, and I think that is true even for Cain. And if God intends to protect and care for Cain, he certainly intends to protect and care for you. As the band comes up to sing our song of invitation this morning, I hope that's what you take into this week. This idea that God loves and cares for you, and that there is nothing you can do that will make God not want to be in relationship with you. And that all we have to do is do what is right. And sin has no power over you because of the power Christ has over sin. Will you stand and sing our hymn of invitation this morning, please?
Take my life, lead me, Lord. Take my life, lead me, Lord. Make my life useful to thee. Take my life, lead me, Lord. Take my life, lead me, Lord. Make my life useful to thee.
It's been good to be in God's house this morning. Amen? Thank you. Bow your heads with me if you would. Dear Lord, we thank you for the ability that we have to come to thy house and to hear thy word, to read it for ourselves, and to interpret what it means to us. We just pray, dear God, that our actions and our words are an acceptable offering to thee. And we ask, dear God, that you be with us, bless us, give us your watch care as we go about our activities this week. In Jesus' name, amen.
God be with you till we meet again. By his counsel's guide uphold you. With his sheep secure